inconsistency, those blots in Jerez and in Sachsenring in Germany, costing him. It's Bagnaya's 9th Sunday podium of the year, and it is his 8th in a row. Helmut Marko in to hand over the trophy to Paola, and Ducati. Another Ducati victory here. Again, they are undefeated in main races since Maverick Vinales won at the Circuit of the Americas. Marco Schwarz, world champion, hands over the trophy. It's gear 2. Enea Bastianini. Bastianini's 6th podium of the year. Jorge Martin will leave here having really only lost 8 points in the championship. He's now 5 behind Pecco Bagnaia, who has taken his 7th win of the year in Grand Prix. That matches his total from 2023, his total from 2022, and there are still 9 races to come. Pecco Bagnaia on top of the box yet again here in MotoGP. And if he goes into 8, that would be better than anyone since Casey Stoner on that Ducati.
A fist pump from Pecco Bagnaia, clearly conducting the MotoGP orchestra now. The maestro of the Red Bull Ring, dancing certainly to his own tune this weekend. Jorge Martin having to forfeit the top of the pile. For now, though, still plenty of races, of course, still to come. And Enea Bastianini continue his good form from Silverstone. So, as Ducati celebrate their top 3, we'll take a break. Checkered flag is still to come. This is the scene here in Austria, your Austrian Grand Prix winner, Francesco Bagnaia, as the crowd cheer. Stay with us for more action. See you in a minute.
There is contact! How on earth has he done that?
The ride of his life.
Carroll Nash Insurance sponsors MotoGP on TNT Sports.
I wonder what you would do if you had the power to dream any dream you wanted to dream. You would, I suppose, start out by fulfilling all your wishes. Love affairs, banquets, wonderful journeys. And after you've done that for some time, you'd forget that you were dreaming.
When your broadband goes, so do your customers. That's why Sky Business Broadband has automatic 4G backup and a stay connected guarantee. Will Sky Business keep you up and running no matter what? Better believe it. Let our dedicated team handle your switch today. What's your gut saying? Back away. We'll get stuck in.
Got it. Ready? Yep. Right, let's go.
Good. You've got the instincts. Now, get the training.
Find the perfect pet insurance for you with exclusive offers available at Go.Compare.
You've got to go fast and then be careful.
Yeah, fast. What was the other thing?
His deep love for fast cars.
This feels great.
Is about to sink the workshop.
We've got to start operating as a proper business.
Their tea addiction is costing me £46,000 a year.
Can Hammond find a business brain inside his petrol head?
It's a job of a lifetime.
Don't be nervous.
Brand new Richard Hammond's Workshop, streaming 26th of August, only on Discovery Plus.
We are children.
Like a rocket up towards turn one.
Oh, no way! What a move! That was a champion's win.
Carroll Nash Insurance sponsors MotoGP on TNT Sports.
This programme contains flashing images.
Hello and welcome to Checkered Flag. We are in Austria this weekend and have been live across the weekend. And what a weekend it has been. Here are your MotoGP highlights.
Good afternoon from the glorious Red Bull Ring. We're gearing up for 28 laps of what we hope will be pure racing drama. The lights go out and we are on the way. It's another beautiful start. And look at the start from the KTM compared to Marc Marquez. Jack Miller making up. Oh, contact with Marc Marquez. Big contact. And both he and Frankie Morbidelli run wide in turn one. And Jorge Martin has at least got in front here. He's going to lead the way. In second place is Pecco Bagnaia. And then in behind, was it Enea Bastianini? It was. Those tyres last. Pecco Bagnaia again gives Martin zero chance in the corner as well. That's beautiful for Bagnaia. I think we've got to move at the front. It's Jorge Martin, he's going through. At turn 9, but straight back comes Pecco Bagnaia. But just what we wanted to see. Come on, Jorge Martin.
Make a race of this pull away out of this corner, though. Look at it, pull away.
Bezzecchi makes moves now on Aleix Espargaro. Oh, Jack Miller and Brad Binder are duking it out on the KTMs there. Binder, I think, had got past him. And then on the inside, Miller will have the inside line into turn 6.
I mean, they are good friends.
Up towards turn 1 as Bezzecchi got the inside line. And will Miller be able to cut through on the inside? Yeah, on this occasion, Bezzecchi makes it stick.
Defensive from Jack. He can feel Mark.
Mark's going to run deep there. Oh, he's done well, actually.
Look at that. Only Marc Marquez. Elbow into the back tyre.
Oh, now Jack Miller's gone in the chicane. And again, that's pressure from behind telling, isn't it?
It is.
Here we go.
Oh,
here we go.
This is tight.
It's really tight contact.
Very tight.
A little bit of contact there. Marc Marquez on Marco Bezzecchi.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, and he's going to come straight through there. No rain today on his parade. Bagnaia does it in Austria yet again. 3 on the bounce in Austria for Bagnaia. He takes the World Championship lead back from Jorge Martin. Inch perfect today.
Well, inch perfect is a really good description. It was all about Francesco Bagnaia this weekend, a dominant force, really. Jorge Martin felt like he could take it to him, but it just never materialised. We did have some early battles with the two of them, which looked good. We didn't quite know which way it was going to go, Alex.
Yeah, they both wanted to lead. They both wanted to be in front. Jorge Martin was leading. Pecco Bagnaia passed him up the hill into turn 1, as you see there. One of his strengths, really good on the brakes. And, yeah, using the... a little bit, maybe a bit more fuel, a bit of speed. He just wants track position, Pecco, because when he gets out front, when he gets by himself, he can reel off the laps. But this was the retaliation from Jorge Martin into the second to last corner, one of Jorge Martin's fastest part of the track. Pecco knew it was coming, cut straight back, and he was never headed after that.
That's very good analysis on a frozen monitor. I'm very impressed with you. We never saw anything there. Michael, it was metronomic, that the lap pace by Bagnaia. It's not the first time we've seen this. you know, we used to say it about Jorge Lorenzo, and now Pecco has this skill.
Yeah, he's got the ability to control the race, to know when to use the tyre, what method to put in to use the fuel, and he can control his rhythm. He's good at being able to respond to his pit board. If someone closes the gap ever so slightly, he'll up the ante 2 or 3 tenths. That's an impressive skill. Normally, if you relax a little bit, it's hard to just get back on the edge.
And it's so much harder to do that than it looks as a rider. You're playing with the maps. You even saw the guys from the pits giving you some signals. You're playing with the maps. You think about the front tire. You've got sweat running down your face. It's red hot. Your legs are burning. You've got +1 on your pit bull. +1's actually nothing. If you miss an apex, you outbrake yourself at turn 3 or turn 4. Jorge Martin's back on you. So I know sometimes you can't really appreciate how hard it is to do what he's done there, and that's why, you know, I can appreciate that sort of race that Pecco's done there.
But that's why you're here. So when people go, oh, he's on the best bike and da-da-da-da-da-da, you're here to say, yeah, but it's really, really hard to do that.
Yeah, and the heat, you know, when you're sweating and you maybe got a bit of arm pump, it's a hard track for braking, your body's getting tired. Jorge Martin didn't give him anything. Pecco had to keep that pace right to the end. He's trying to manage the rear tyre. He spoke about the rear tyre. The lap times did drop a lot. He was very consistent, but everybody was dropping 2 seconds, and that means it didn't feel like it did at the start. You have to play with the bike. You have to make sure you hit the apex. You can't afford to be making mistakes, and he just didn't. And I know he has done the odd time, especially this year in Barcelona, but to see him out front in his zone riding like that, it's a pleasure to watch, to be honest.
It is, but to come home with only gaining 8 points over a weekend, so you've done everything right, and you're only 5 points in front, so it was joint going into it. Now it's 275 versus 270.
Well, it's a chess match, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
There's only them two. And that's what's nice. Imagine you're at home now, you're Jorge Martin, you've been beat all weekend, but he's still close. You know that you're still there. And it's going to be like that. That's what we want, and it's going to be like that all the way. Yeah. That's what I think, anyway.
That's what everybody wants to see, of course, every single time we see them. Enea Bastianini coming up as well into the mix. We'll talk about him in a moment. He took 3rd, got another podium after that double fantastic win in Silverstone. Let's hear what he's got to say.
And congratulations on that 3rd place. You got the start that we hoped you would get. When did you know that you might not have the pace to match Pecco and Jorge today?
Yes, the start has been very, very nice for me today, and I was already in the 3rd place after the second corner, and was so good. And I missed this 0.2, 0.3 for all the race from these 2 riders. I push a lot to stay close to that one, but I have suffered a lot this weekend with the front. Also today on the race, my feeling wasn't good, and I prefer to stay to don't overtake the limit. No. At the end, it's arrived this podium, and I can be satisfied. You know, when it's like this, you have to accept it and to arrive at the end of the race.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like your kind of racetrack here at the Red Bull Ring in terms of the style. Does that mean with different tyres, shall we say, when we go to Aragon, we feel like we might see you back up there again and back challenging for that win?
Yeah, I hope to back in Aragon on top. Usually I'm fast in that circuit, but also here in Austria I make my first pole position in 2022, and I was competitive, but also was possible to use the hard on the front, but we have never used this one on one Grand Prix, and it was tricky, was a risk, and at the end was better and more safety to go in with the medium.
And we wish you all the best for Aragon next time. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Ciao, ciao.
Grazie.
Congratulations to Enea today for that consistency and keeping that going. Of course, we didn't have a race in Aragon last year, but the year before, he pipped Pecco Bagnaia to the victory. And we know that Marc Marquez is fantastic around that circuit. He's a 5-time winner. So, you know, it is game on, isn't it?
Oh, it's game on. He needs to keep the start like he got today. I mean, he didn't have the pace today, but if Enea Bastianini can get the start that he got in that race a lot more often, he would be win a lot more races, because how many times is he the fastest guy at the end? And you know, one little secret thing about Aragon, not secret, but some gossip about Aragon, it's a new surface. It's a brand new surface, and tyre life has been an issue from what I'm hearing when some of the guys have been testing. And there's not many people better than him on tyres.
So it's in fact quite an aggressive.
Yeah, normally when we have a new surface, well, normally after the track's been redone, the first visit there for everybody, tyre life is a bit more extreme, so that could play into the hands of Enea Bastianini.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of motorsport happening at Aragon, really, is there? So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't get used a whole lot, and obviously the 1 year off, whilst development has moved on, the game is so much faster than it was 2 years ago, so it's almost a level playing field. It does gives everyone a bit of a chance, and Enea's probably relishing that, as will Jorge Martin. But the problem is, for the rest, that we go to 2 visits for Misano, which is Pecco's playground. So, yeah, it will be swings and roundabouts.
One at a time,
yeah,
Michael,
exactly.
One at a time. We've got Aragon in a couple of weeks' time. But that's the joy, really, of this. It just keeps on. The pendulum swings one way and then the other, and one way and then the other. And I think, you know, no disrespect to Pecco, he's, you know, absolutely brilliant motorcycle racer. But I think we all like to see the battle. We all like to see it to be really close. And that man that just swung by you there, Fabio Quartararo, plaudits to him.
He loves a battle, but unfortunately he's not in the battle.
No, he's in the back. But he's done well to finish today after what he went through yesterday, because he burnt all his leg, and he actually said in a presser, I don't know if it's hot tomorrow whether I'll be able to complete 28 laps, but he did.
Yeah, and obviously the bikes, it's continuous development with aerodynamics, and the fairings are changing, and you know, they have too many races where it feels as hot as it did here, especially with acceleration. And when you're really trying to get tucked in, you're really surrounding yourself around the bike. So the engine, the frame, everything is so hot. And yeah, we haven't spoke to him after today, but for sure it would have been difficult for him.
Yeah, I think it would. Let's find out how Jorge Martin is feeling then. 8 points he's dropped over the weekend. I mean, a lot of hard work, but not too bad, considering that Pecco Bagnaia has been the master of this track, now for 3 years, but certainly before for the last 2 years.
Jorge, congratulations on that second place today. You gave it a go, didn't you? You tried so hard in those early 2 laps to upset Pecco's rhythm. What were you seeing in those early few moments of the race?
Well, in the early few moments, we were so close. I could ride quite well. I improved a lot the start comparing to yesterday. But yeah, as always, he tried to go into the lead. He did it, and then slowly he was... I was feeling worse and worse during the race because, you know, these hot temperatures about the front tire and all the bike, I think, was getting really warm, and I was struggling to do a bit everything. For sure, we worked well. I think I rode well. Even in the last part of the race, I was a bit faster than him. I was even trying to close that gap a little bit, but he was better than us. So, you know, we have to understand why. We have to be focused. It's just 5 points. I mean, it's not that important now in terms of the championship, but today I felt I could win, and finally I couldn't. So for sure we need to change something to be better.
Do you feel if you had got to the front, I know you were very briefly in that move, great move at turn 9, do you feel if you had been in the front, it could have been a different story with Pecco behind, with the tyre pressures? And
for sure. I think I tried it. I gave it a go in corner 9, but it was really difficult to stop the bike with the fuel tank. But yeah, I think the one goes in first position at the beginning of the race, have maybe 90% of the victory already on the first few laps. So we need to improve. We need to be stronger in those parts of the race, because I think if we are able to take that position, we can beat him. But now he's doing a bit better job than us.
Obviously, we had different tyres this week, and it all had a different feeling. You mentioned there we couldn't even use the hard tyre that you had available in this race. So how different will it be when we get to Aragon, a home race for you in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah, Aragon, well, it wasn't an amazing racetrack for me in the past, just in Moto3 and Moto2 maybe, yeah. I was competitive, but in MotoGP I struggled a bit, so yeah, it will be a challenging one. Mark and Pecco are super strong there. Hopefully with this new bike I feel a bit better. And yeah, for sure it's, I think, time to change a bit the mindset, try to attack a little bit more. Because as you can see, second is not enough, because he's making this small gap. We are so close. The important thing is to arrive in Valencia close, but let's see what we can do in Aragon.
I like the sound of an attacking Jorge Martin. We look forward to Aragon. Thanks, Jorge.
Thank you.
Gracias, Jorge.
It's the fine margins, or the Tony margins, as we said yesterday, the tiny margins. I haven't seen him today, Tony, have you?
I don't think he's here today.
No, I don't think he's come today. But what is the difference? What is the difference between Jorge and Pecco?
It's minuscule, because the 2 riders are on top of their game. They've similar machinery. Obviously, the engineering power of a factory team. It's maybe number crunching overnight, being able to improve the bike from sprint to main race. That's probably the